for. Good.
All right.
All right. Oh, whoops. Can't believe. Ooh. Almost forgot my fork and knife.
All right. How's it going, YouTube? Anime Bar Lounge back at it again with our first full video of the anime McDonald's breakfast series. We're going to be doing the Ichigo Kurosaki. This is from a social media post, so I'll put the image there so y'all can see what I'm talking about. And so this is the order for Ichigo Kurosaki. The receipt says 7:15 a.m. on it. And first thing I notice is that Ichigo is 15, so I guess that's what the 7:15 means. He's a school kid in the series, so I guess that's around the time he'd be waking up for school and whatnot. Right. And then the other thing that I guess is dedicated to him are these strawberry preserves, because Ichigo can also mean strawberry. So honestly, this looks like it's just a big breakfast that a school kid like Ichigo would be eating, and then I also look at him and I'm like, he's not eating that full breakfast. No. He doesn't seem like he's eating that much like food growing up, like not like us, Grant. No. And then the order said Coca-Cola, but between you and me, I changed mine to root beer. Root beer. So now we're just gonna talk about Bleach randomly in my backyard while we eat the meal dedicated to Ichigo Kurosaki. So how do you feel like this meal? How do you feel like this meal represents Bleach and Ichigo's spiritual journey, Grant?
Well, very tragic childhood. Very tragic character. But as he grows throughout the story, personally, I think he has a pretty good story to tell. It's just, there's a lot going on in Bleach. There's a lot.
And we love it for that.
But some people seem to get a lot stuck on one arc. Everyone says that's the total hype, and everything after that is just meh. Good meh, but
yeah. We're talking about the Soul Society?
Yes, the Soul Society arc, the big bad.
I mean, that is a classic. Well, it's because a lot of people, and I don't entirely disagree or agree with it, but a lot of people accuse Bleach of repeating its story beats after Soul Society.
Right, and I was one of those guys too, back in the day.
Largely, I do agree, but I do think I think the harsh criticisms are sometimes harsh. But
right, because overall, I really like the way it presents itself. It's a very modern looking show. When you're in the human world of the show, you feel like you've been in this place. Whereas some anime you'll watch and be like, all right, it's a more flamboyant version of the way we live our lives. Then you look at Bleach, everything's very calm, relaxed. Crazy shit happens, and then it goes away.
Bleach's biggest issue, which is reflected within us eating this big breakfast, is that the characters Ichigo befriends early on get dragged onto adventures that they never feel quite equipped to handle. That's right. I'm talking like Chad losing. Like he unfortunately gets the Yamcha. Not only does he get the Yamcha treatment, but Chad, dude, I love Chad as a character. He's this big, tall Mexican badass, and then what does the Mexican badass get? The Yamcha treatment.
Well, the funny thing is, he's actually from Okinawa.
Yeah,
that he went to Mexico and learned from his grandpa.
Yeah, that's his backstory. That's why he has big Diablo arms.
Yep.
And his character's so cool.
He is.
And I like that he's like built to be tanky. And that's why I like that he tends to fight other characters that are kind of tanky, like Noritora.
Yep.
But man, he needed a few more W's, and that is always going to be my biggest complaint. Like, when others shonen learn from their predecessors, like, man, Chad just need a few more W's. But like, man, you watch like the first 20 episodes of Bleach feels almost like a slice of life shonen in a weird way. Like episodic, which isn't necessarily a bad thing.
No.
Like, you go to school, there's this big evil hollow dude, you fight the hollow dude, boom. And I mean, that's when Chad's at its best. Like, early on when they're fighting random just hollow dudes, it's like, hell yeah, Chad's got this.
Mm-hmm.
And I love the abridged, y'all can't stand the motherfucking Chad!
What's up, guys?
Don't even get me started on Max.
Max?
That could be in anyone.
And
Mila
then
Maxwell.
lose all her powers, still crawls across the world.
That's not what we're talking about, though. We don't need to go into. Don't get distracted now. And then I'm looking at the egg like man, I understand why some school kids just ran away when they're like, "That's the bus, I gotta go." I'm like, I've never been big on egg, and I didn't. Oh wait, no, I got my ketchup.
That's right.
I can make the egg tolerable.
Ew, you put ketchup on your eggs.
Listen, I learned to be less picky, and the way to be less picky is to just be experimental.
True.
Like I can just raw dog egg, but I mean like,
right.
I got my preferences.
Once you put stuff, oh my kid, I put hot sauce in my eggs.
That's what we're missing, dude. I love hot sauce.
Yeah, a little bit of picante sauce. These eggs would be the bomb.
Bomb.com. I bet that's what Chad would do to his eggs.
Mm. And I know Orihime gets a lot of flack too.
I like Orihime.
I do too.
I feel like
I think she's a very well-developed character.
Here's the thing.
It's just,
let's compare Orihime to Sakura. I already know there's going to be a lot of hate.
This is going to hurt.
But the difference between these two characters, they get about the same level of screen time fight-wise, but Orihime feels more complex as a character.
And I feel like Orihime grows as a character.
She does.
Through each arc, you learn, you see her start somewhere, and she goes further from that. Each story that's brought up for her.
I like that she does get a bit of a backbone in the by slapping like not Noritora, Ukiura.
Yep. Yeah, Ukiura is just like, look, if my job's to kill you, I'm going to kill you, whether or not. But you know what? I actually like your company. Let's have some talks.
Yeah, and then you get to see both those characters grow.
Yeah.
Like, that is actually a really good story beat arc. I do wish Orihime got more fights. I mean, I'm going to say that for all the characters. Like, if it's a shonen, I want the characters to fight.
Yeah.
Like, big surprise. And if you're part of the ensemble repeating cast, I mean, that's why One Piece works so well, is that almost the whole cast gets at least one fight per arc.
Yeah.
And I mean, Orihime has those, like, I like how her healing powers work in that it's explained that they're a little complex.
Very complex.
And I like that Orihime starts off kind of ditzy, but like,
right.
There's like weight behind it.
There is. Especially, and very early on too, we learned that she came from a pretty rough background herself. It's a lot more graphic in the manga. The anime kind of hints at it, but if you read the manga, oh, that's painful. But she grew from it. Her brother grew from it. Sorry. And you know, you make it work.
About the brother.
Yeah, poor Sora. Hey, at least he had a better ending than the bird. No, wait, the bird had a good ending. Just a horrible, horrible fucking backstory. God damn. Imagine.
Biscuit Cougar.
Oh, well, I don't want to spoil anything who hasn't seen Bleach.
No, we're a YouTube channel. You talk about it.
Oh, yeah. Well,
just if it's later in the series, you can drop the spoiler warning, but Bleach has been out for a while.
So imagine you're, and remember, this is just a side character. Imagine a murderer barges into your house, kills your mother, and then kills you. That person becomes a hollow and somehow manages to trap your soul, the little baby, into the spirit of a bird. And then the bird is used as prey for the hollow. That's pretty fucked.
What I like about a lot of anime is that it's like, when you watch like anime, you can tell that Japanese people are naturally very spiritual because a lot of them are polytheist, because a lot of Japanese people are split into believing in broadly the three religions of Buddhism, Taoism, and Shintoism, and you can often see a lot of all of those incorporated into creative works.
That's right. Christianity's also involved, along with...
Hey, let me finish. No. Let me
Shinto
finish.
as well.
I'm getting to that. Jesus fucking Shintoism was what I was trying to
Ah.
say next with what you were saying, which is Shintoism is often reflected a lot into early Bleach, where it feels like these characters are having their traumatic backstories take place, and that's like Shintoism explaining that. It's like, yeah, if you're, like in Ichigo's case, if your mom dies, or in Horihime's case, if your older brother dies, then there's going to be some shadow work involved with like yokai, where it's like those hollows are kind of like the yokai, where they represent that pain that is being felt by these characters.
That's very true.
And then us, the viewer, get to project our life experiences onto that, where our life might not be exactly like the characters we're seeing, but we're going to take the life experience that we have and be like, how am I relating to this?
Yeah.
And that's what I like about anime.
Yeah.
And Shintoism. All right, how did you end up using your strawberry preserves?
I just cut open my English muffin and slathered it.
Oh, okay, I'm doing
biscuit,
the same thing.
biscuit, or are they biscuits? I can't remember. Yeah, biscuits. They're biscuits.
So here's the Ichigo portion. A strawberry on my biscuit, baby.
Yeah.
I guess we got to talk about Uryu.
Oh yes, Uryu, the Quincy, the Bowman.
And I go back on him the whole series. I'm like, dude, he's so cool, like conceptually wise, but then he's also kind of a know-it-all asshole.
Right.
And then his backstory's cool, and then the Quincy show up way later, and then honestly, like, that is kind of like one of the better arcs, but like, I don't know. I kind of wish there was a little more Quincy lore and characters early on to give the final arc a little more
That's right.
foreshadowing early on.
Before that, all we had was Uryu, Sosen. Maybe later we meet Uryu's dad. Other than that, it's vague. Like, we would hear information about the Quincy's, and then, well, if you're watching this video right now, you obviously see the 1,000-Year Blood War arc gets animated, and that's self-explanatory. Quincy's everywhere, hiding in the shadows, in plain sight.
And I think this is as far as I'm getting with that big breakfast on camera. I tell you what,
Not gonna get your cookies?
I'll eat a cookie. I forgot we had cookies, and they're melting in the sun, so they're probably extra big. Man. Oh, man. And then we got to talk about some of my favorites.
Oh, yeah.
Kisuke Gang. I love Kisuke Gang. Kisuke and my favorite bitch. You know who my favorite bitch is, don't you, Grant?
Yoroichi.
Yoroichi. That's a character I relate to a lot, but I'm not a black lesbian, unfortunately. I really wish I was some days, though.
You call her a lesbian, but I swear she's bi. She's hanging with Kisuke, but she's definitely having a hand on soy
She's a bi-lesbian. You know what that means.
No,
My favorite lesbians are bi-lesbians.
Ah.
That's when they identify as lesbian, but if you're kind enough. Like Kisuke, kind Kisuke. Picture Andrew. Like my friend Andrew.
Yeah.
That's Kisuke.
Ah.
These cookies are really good.
They are.
But I'm full. These are getting saved for later.
Oh, you're not gonna bring up the little kids that hang out with Kisuke and Yoroichi Shihoen?
I hate those kids. I hate those kids. They're so annoying.
Aw, even little Rimuru.
Yes.
Fuck those kids.
Fuck those kids.
I kind of just tolerate them.
Yeah, tolerate them's a good word.
I don't hate them. I actually kind of like their characters, but they're very tolerable. And when you're done with them, the show kind of is done with them.
It's just one of those things where it's like, yeah, I mean, if those were real kids, I'd be like a little more like.
But they're not real kids. They are.
I'm watching a fictional show. I'm trying to watch the plot. The plot is that we're building up to this big spiritual mass exodus
after you meet,
of
when you
epic
meet
proportions.
when you meet them early on, they have importance. After that, no.
And that's like the
It's
issue with like
Kisuke and Yoroichi all the way. Oh, don't forget Tessai. Big man Tessai.
I want to like Tessai, but he's too stoic. There's not enough to him.
That is true.
I do
and he
nothing
has all
against
these
him. When he
amazing
appears,
abilities.
he's great.
But he has all these amazing abilities. We hardly get to see him do anything with them. which is sad too.
Yeah.
Well,
And you got Aizen.
oh, I was just about to say, and the son, Aizen.
Aizen.
Good Lord, Aizen.
I like it because
You
he's one
either
of those
love
characters.
that character or you
He's
fucking
spiritually,
hate him.
he's water, but man, he represents like the negative, evil aspects of water, where his entire character is this know-it-all who's like, I figured you would do that, and it's like,
And a god complex.
it's
Holy
so annoying.
Shit.
He's so annoying every step of the way.
I see.
I see.
It was all according to plan.
And that's why I love when Geen finally stabs him. It's like, oh, okay, Geen's been tracking.
And we're back. We had a bit of a tough.
Aizen screwed our camera footage, so we had to go get the replacement battery, but it was all part of his plan, because now we're gonna wrap up Aizen. I love Aizen, I love Geen, I love all the captains. Brief mention to the two, there's only 2 female captains, right?
Yep.
Unohana and Bumblebee Bitch.
So Soy Fong.
Big
come on.
breakfast Bumblebee Bitch, does Well, I can't call her Bumblebee Bitch,
Well, she is a bitch. I'll give
and
her
she's
that.
a Bumblebee Bitch. Suzume Bachi.
Well, more like a hornet, but
She is a horny Bumblebee Bitch.
that really likes Soy Fong.
That's Soy Fawn. Yeah, I did forget her name briefly. I'm sorry, but I knew the character.
I adore her affection for Soy Fong, even though I adore her affection for Yoruichi, but it is kind of clear that Yoruichi's just teasing her.
Yeah,
and it's just
I do like their
she's
dynamic.
leaving her.
All right, and then we'll talk. I want to talk more about Bleach again, but we are trying to speed run this.
Right.
And I like that the Big Breakfast is the one we're starting this with, because we accidentally kind of turned this into like podcast style, where it's like, shit, I got yapping. I turned into yapping Yoruichi real quick. Bam. I got a lot to talk about when it comes to Bleach, I tell you what. So
Yeah,
we'll have to dedicate more of the channel to talking about Bleach. But for now, let's wrap up with 2 of my favorite squad captains. Let's start with Just Ice, number 11, Kenpachi Zaraki.
What a fucking wild man this guy is. Like,
I love this guy.
pure fucking testosterone. Just goes in. When you see him, you fucking know shit's about to go down. Every time. Even if he's just there for a joke, he is there full energy. And walls are caving down when he appears.
Dude, I love his spirit. I love what he does spiritually for the series too, because like
He
whether you're spiritual or not, you'll vibe with Kenpachi, because the series Bleach is a very spiritually driven series, and I love it for that, because spiritual stuff can be bullshit. I like the star as my tarot deck as my tarot card to represent me for a reason. Right? It's like, all right, sometimes spiritual stuff, love it. Other times, bullshit. But like Kenpachi, I love it because he's just non-spiritual the whole time. He's
Yeah.
like, I don't need a fucking Shikai or a Bankai. I'm just going to show up. And then, yeah, when stuff does get serious and the Unohana stuff happens, and it's like, oh, you thought Kenpachi was serious before? Now, like, he used to just raw
Yeah, he used to
energy.
just do this. Oh, shit. Time to get this Kendo trick another go. And that's it. He doesn't need spiritual powers and nothing. He's just pure.
He's just
raw
holding back every
energy.
fight, and I love it. You know what Kenpachi is? He's the good version of what Aizen's trying to do. Aizen's trying to say, I see. No, Kenpachi's like, shit, I guess I gotta stop holding back. And I'm like, holding back?
Holding
It's like,
back?
yeah, dude's coming in. He's got an eye patch, constantly eating at his spiritual energy.
Yep.
He's so fucking raw. It's great. He's holding back in every fight. Also, I love
Now
everyone
I
in
can
Squad
let
11.
go.
Squad 11. Like, honestly, it's like, Squad 11's one of those ones where if I were to, like, pick, what squad are you hanging out with in Bleach? Each one, I'm like, I look at Squad 11, I'd be like, I'd probably get my ass kicked, but I'm also looking at these guys like, honestly, these guys would be fun to hang out with, you know, outside of needing to fight Kenpachi once in a blue moon.
Right.
But then I could also have those bragging rights where when I get into a fight and it's like, I can be like the abridged season, but you're fighting someone who's fought Kenpachi!
Right? You just come into work, got big old shirt on saying, hey, I fought Kenpachi and lived. There's the
There's
bragging
my bragging
rights.
rights, baby. Come into my fake Karakura town. That was the real Karakura town where that fight took place, but you know what I'm saying.
Not even a bullet train is safe from Zaraki, because
Oh,
Zaraki
man.
can outrun the damn thing.
And then we got to talk about my favorite captain,
The Shunsui
Kyoraku. I love that guy. He's my favorite character in all of Bleach. I love what he represents.
He may be a grab
fights.
ass. He may be a chill, lax, don't want to get things done. But you get him serious, you done wrong.
I like it because he kind of fights similar to Kenpachi too. He is holding back, but it's like he's holding back in that way of like, man, I really didn't want anyone to fight today. And then if he uses his Shunsui or his Bankai, you realize, oh, these are all double-edged swords, where he really means it spiritually when he says he doesn't want to fight, because all of his best techniques are things that hurt him as well as his opponent, but he's like really good at using them.
It's
all
a
the
red
way to
light,
the point
green light.
Yep.
Whether it's
psychological. It's all psychological mind
Yeah.
games, but it's because he's lived a life where he's been part of the Soul Society, and he's watching Yamamoto, one of his role models, kind of rule with an iron fist and be a little too hot-headed, and Shinsui's like, I like this guy, but like I kind of wish we could just solve things without all the heat and flame, but like...
And he's just... I mean, him and Joshiro Ukitake, both bros.
Hell yeah.
Both good bros. But they had to learn from a rough teacher, and that is the man, Genryusai Yamamoto.
Yep.
Holy shit.
But
if you ain't cool and level-headed after dealing with him, there ain't no help for you.
Yeah, but I think that about wraps it up. We started off with Ichigo because it's Ichigo and it's the big breakfast Ichigo. But anything else you want to say about Bleach?
I just kind of feel bad that we exploded into Bleach and Ichigo, just like most people's thoughts on Ichigo. We kind of forgot about him.
Look, he's not my favorite main character, but
I still enjoy him.
I like him.
I love him as a character.
We're following him for the journey, and honestly, he's a good perspective character.
Yeah.
Like honestly, he's not a bad main character.
Yeah.
I like that he's
actually
hot-headed.
a very solid one.
Yeah,
he's just not very memorable.
I wouldn't say he's not memorable. It's just I don't know. I'd use a better word to describe it, but I get what you're saying.
Right.
But
there is a better term I'm looking for, but the time's flying.
It's like he's hot-headed, but not in the right... I don't know. He's not... I wish he'd be a little more Kenpachi as he grows. I don't know. It's like he doesn't have the confidence for his hot-headedness is the best way to describe it.
I like to think of him as hot-headed in the moment, but reserved most of the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. But,
and we didn't talk much about his dad, despite the fact that...
Oh, Ishin!
Yeah.
Oh. We'll save that for another video.
Yeah, we'll talk about more Bleach another time, but this has been two dudes just eating big breakfast Ichigo in the backyard.
And talking all about Bleach, Ichigo, and all the good stuff from it.
I love this series so much.
Love or hate it, it's got everything for everyone.
It's got it going on. All right, well, thanks for watching, YouTube. Take it easy.
Adios.